up, fam? Welcome to the channel. It's your boy Monte coming back to drop some knowledge on you. But before then, I'm just going to wish all you guys a happy Mother's Day. Those of you who are mothers, those of you who have been influential in other parents, children's lives, happy Mother's Day to you. Even though you may have not birthed a child of your own, you still considered a mother. And again, I want to send out all the greetings to all you beautiful mothers out there today. The world is a better place because of you, and it will continue to get better as long as you are the head and the lead. So with that being the case, let's talk about a few things. Today I'm just chilling at the house. Went out for a little bit, ran a few errands, came back to the house. Got a new computer that I got, so I'm setting that up so I can try to link all my link my phone and my computer, my apps, and all those things together. I'm a little bit technological challenged when it comes to those type of things. So I was dealing with that all morning, 4 or 5 hours. Man, I need some help. I'm a little slow when it comes to that. Now, I ain't sharp on that. I ain't afraid to admit it though. It happens sometimes. Again, so after I get through making this video, I'm gonna watch some basketball. I hope you guys are having a beautiful day. Hope you're doing what it is that you want to do. Again, you always want to bring forth some laughter into your life. Again, find the little things that make you smile. Like, again, it's a lot of things out there that can make you frown, but the best thing and the best joy comes from focusing on those things that you can bring you that type of joy that brings that smile and that sincere gratification that has you feeling good about life. No matter how brief it may be, you have to enjoy that moment. Now, let's get down to what it is we want to talk about. Let's talk about a few things. Let's talk about 6 meals a day. I know a few of you guys were in the comments on one of my videos asking about 6 meals a day. Again, 6 meals a day in terms of allowing you to lose weight, it definitely can benefit you. It's not that you're eating 6 meals a day that is the benefit. It's more or less that you are consuming less. You are likely consuming less calories by eating those 6 small meals a day. The downside to that is this. Anytime the body is consuming food, you are introducing via the metabolic process the body to free radicals into what they call AGEs, which is the acronym for advanced glycation end product. These things tend to have a negative effect on the body. Advanced glycation end products, acronym AGEs, is basically the binding of sugar molecules to protein, lipids in the blood, running those proteins from not being able to be renewed. The body wants to renew its proteins. This goes a long way into helping us to stay young and to keep the body healthy. You know, so anytime that we're consuming food, no matter if it's healthy foods or not, the more we consume food, the more we're gonna expose it to free radicals. Now, if you're consuming meats, eggs, dairy, and foods that have to be cooked at a high temperature, then those are the most notorious foods for producing what they call AGEs, advanced glycation end products in the blood. Therefore, again, you're shortening the longevity of the physiology, guys. You're shortening your lifespan when we're exposed our physiology to that type of food. And if you're doing that 6 times a day, that just increases the amount of damage that you're doing to the body from the cells inside out. Also, individuals had questions about parasites in the stomach, yeast, candida, and all those things that alter the gut flora in a negative way. The parasites that are in the body are likely from what you're consuming as meat and dairy and those type of things are concerned. Again, if you're not eliminating that meat out of the system when you're consuming it, and if it's staying in the system for any number of days, then it's likely to produce parasites. Leave any meat outside in the sun and allow it to be out there for a while, you'll see worms coming up out of it. So you want to make sure that you're not consuming meat and not eliminating on a regular basis. Therefore, you need to try to be more aware of when and how to detox. For those who are meat eaters, some of the herbalists that I follow, they recommend that you do it quarterly, like every 3 months. That you cleanse the body real good with a good colon cleanse, liver cleanse. There's different types of cleanses, but certainly the colon cleanse would probably be the best. I've ordered some herbs in bulk, and I'll be putting together some things uh, that are definitely useful for cleansing the body. I buy cleanses now from a herbal store that I have, and that has been very good. It was definitely a benefit for Sharon, so we definitely will utilize them until I get enough of my bulk product in order to capsulize some of the herbs together that are in most of the cleanses that are beneficial and that are healthy. So that's one thing. Also, to remove those heavy toxins out of the body, you definitely would need to utilize active charcoal or what they call black walnut. That's another great herb that is useful for removing candida yeast. Again, I will come back and I'll show these herbs once I get them in bulk. I haven't got them in bulk. I ordered it online. It seems like it's going to take about a week before it gets here. It's been about 4 days. Been tracking it, so it still hasn't made it here. They're estimating the 14th. So hopefully on Tuesday I have them in. It didn't have all the herbs that I wanted, so I'm having to look elsewhere to get the herbs that I actually need to go along with the herbs that I got. But 2 or 3 of the basic herbs that many of you want to learn about or should learn about is the dandelion, which is a great herb, pretty much for everything, but it really has a powerful effect on the liver, and it helps to clean the blood, nourish the system, and it's a great herb. It's pretty much everywhere, and you should be able to find that. Again, you want to find things that are organic, though, if you're going out and purchasing them on their own. Also, another good herb is burdock root, another blood purifier, another thing that is great for dealing with bloating, gas, also helping out with the bowel and the gallbladder and so forth. So there's a lot of herbs out here, basic herbs that are great. I have a few herbs that I want to show you that I just got from the Whole Foods market until I get all my herbs in bulk. So basically what I utilize on a daily basis when it comes to replenishing the body with the minerals, you heard me talk about that before, the minerals in the body, replacing and putting minerals into the body. 82 of them can be found in what is called Celtic salt. I have the Celtic salt right here. Again, it's a sea salt. You can use pink Himalayan sea salt as well, but the Celtic salt is what I prefer to utilize because of one of the herbalists that I follow. She highly recommended, and her work is pretty profound. So I was really impressed with what it was that she had taught above and beyond what she talked about the Celtic salt. The reason you want to use Celtic salt or pink Himalayan sea salt is that it allows the body to actually take up the water that you're actually drinking into the system. So what you want to do with that is you want to put a pinch of that Celtic salt on your tongue, and you want to allow it to dissolve, and then you want to take your water in. I recommend, I'm following what she recommended, that you do it 3 times a day at least. And you can also use that salt on your food. The difference between that and the table salt is the fact that table salt only has, I think, 2 of the minerals of the, it's stripped of all the other minerals, then it's bleached. So therefore it's harmful to the body versus being helpful. This salt, the Celtic salt, is not, it has not been, the minerals of those in that salt has not been removed. So you definitely can utilize that salt. It has 82 of the minerals that you need. Again, the biggest issue, or some of the bigger issues with us, is the fact that we are mineral deficient, and this goes a long way to make sure that you're getting those minerals into the body. We're mineral deficient for a lot of things, foods that leach, consuming foods that leach minerals from the body, and then not consuming foods that are minerally rich. So that Celtic salt is great. Also, I have that ginger root powder. Again, utilize ginger. Ginger is great It is, again, another one of those healing herbs, one of those herbs that help to purify the system, clean the system, and it goes a long way in helping out with, again, the gallbladder, producing bile, and it's a very healthy drug, not drug, healthy herb. So again, ginger, utilize that. You can put that in teas. You can utilize it on foods and so forth. Or again, if you are in the business of utilizing your own capsules, what I've done is, and again, I don't have them in bulk supply, so I'm not selling them or anything like that. But I utilize a ginger, a turmeric, and a cayenne pepper capsule that I created for the specific reason of digestion and inflammation. Ginger and turmeric are great for inflammation. Cayenne pepper is as well. And what you'll find with herbs is they have a lot of the same properties, and then they have that unique signature property that is basically strategically their own, absent the other properties that they share with most of all herbs. So you see a lot of overlapping when it comes to the herbs. So I utilize that again for not only inflammation as well as making sure that my digestive system is working properly and it is performing what it is that it needs to do. The cayenne pepper, again, that can go with pretty much anything. It moves blood throughout the body. It has great cancer fighting properties according to what it is that I've researched. It also is great with the metabolism, and it helps to repair the body. And again, it moves blood, so it oxygenates the body. And anytime you can oxygenate the cells of the body, then you can fight off many diseases, in particular cancer. All right. So with that being the case on that, I utilize that on a daily basis. Also, what I'm working with now is Ceylon cinnamon. Again, this is a little different than other cinnamon. You can utilize that Ceylon cinnamon, and it's said to have great benefit when it comes to the lowering of blood sugar. So if you're dealing with blood sugar issues, again, you want to consider utilizing the Ceylon cinnamon as a method in helping you to reduce the blood sugar circulation within the blood of the sugars. So that's another thing that I'm working with. I have that, and I'm trying to figure out how to capsulize that with other herbs that are similar in what they do to try to get a more potent effect. I'm utilizing what they call 00 capsules, and you want to utilize about 2 to 3 of those, or 3 to 5 daily if you're taking capsules that are 00 size capsules. Again, this probably give you the 1 to 2 grams of the foods of the herb that you're trying to take. That it seems to be what most herbalists recommend when taking herbs. Get about 1 to 2 grams of the herbs in the system so they can really be beneficial. Again, some of you have questions about the herbs that I bought from Dr. Sebi. Dr. Sebi is, again, a great guy, a significant individual throughout history when it's all said and done, with his ability to master the herbs and utilize the herbs to help heal the patient. One thing you got to know is that the herbs alone are not going to do it. You're going to need to have, or you're going to want to have to change some of the things that you're doing in your life that cause the disease or cause the illness or the issues. Again, one of the best things to do is to learn how to fast. Fasting is important. This doesn't mean that you have to go days without fasting or without eating. If you can do that, that would be great. But if you want to implement the fasting into your daily routine, you can start off as little as 12 hours fasting, meaning you stop eating at 8 p.m. and it doesn't have to be 8 p.m. You can be 9 p.m. But the earlier in the day that you stop eating, the more efficient your body is. As it becomes later into the day, into the night, the body slows down and metabolism stops working as it would, or functioning as it would during the daylight hours. So definitely you want to be sure to you want to make sure that that's not the case as far as you don't want to eat late. If you have to eat late, understood. But again, utilize 8 p.m. for example to stop eating at night. Resume your eating at 8 a.m. in the morning. That means in between that time, the only thing you want to consume between 8 p.m. and 8 a.m. is pretty much herbal teas, non-caffeinated if you can, and water. That's pretty much what you want to consume. If you are taking your herbs, you can take your herbs during the fasting time. I would recommend that you do that because that allows it to get into the system. It doesn't break the fast, so to speak. So again, if you're utilizing herbs, I would recommend that you utilize them to get the best results, to utilize them during the fasting period. But other than that, again, you fast 12 hours, you can start with that and you can gradually increase it week by week, 13, 14, 15, 16, until you get comfortable with fasting at least 16 hours a day. And this is a minimum fast still. It seems extreme, but it's a minimum fast. If you can get upwards of 20 hours a day, that would be great. Again, most of you guys will stay in between 12 and 20, which is fine, as long as you're fasting and not trying to consume food as frequently as it's been led to believe is necessary for this body not to go into starvation mode. That is a pure myth. People fast for months and they hadn't died. So how is your body going into starvation mode if you haven't eaten within a few hours? Makes no sense. You can't go months without water. You can only go a few days. So you definitely need the water, the food. We've become addicted to the food, addicted and conditioned into eating a certain way, a certain frequency that has caused us a lot of illnesses and will continue to do so. So I'll be teaching more on the fast and I'll teach more on the healthy foods to try to consume. I don't eat healthy 100%, although I am vegan. I still have a lot of vices that I work through, but at the same time, I attempt to fast 16 to 20 hours daily. Back in the 90s, I was actually fasting 23 hours a day. And when I broke away from doing that, that's when I went back and went downhill with my health. So I'm trying to get back up into the 20-hour per day fasting. But again, with the obligations, with the meet and greets, with the socializing, that becomes a little bit difficult. So 16 hours seems to be pretty good for me. So with that being the case, thanks for joining thanks for visiting the channel. I appreciate all the comments. I appreciate all the support. I will continue to deliver that information that I hope will be beneficial to you as I try to implement that which I'm telling you into my lifestyle. As I always say, peace and love. Have a great day. Peace.